Hey everybody, it's time for a late summer rocket launch. I have about 12 rockets for you today. All new designs and refinements of designs. I have 2 rockets that survived last launch that we're going to give another shot to. And I'm on my own today for this launch because everybody was busy, but I'm going to try to do it on my own. So let's see how it goes. The first rocket today is called Sounding 1. This is a standard design that I use to check out which way the wind is blowing in the upper atmosphere. It's a C rocket. I imagine it will go about 1,500 feet. This rocket weighs 1.4 ounces with the motor. And as I say, I expect it to go about 1,500 feet. It's only about 16 inches long. Sounding number 1. All right, here we go. Sounding number 1. 3, 2, 1. Ooh! Here it comes. It burst into a million pieces up and only the body is coming down. Poof! And it's right there. Beautiful. This next rocket is one that survived the last launch. It's named in the European style. It's called France. It's right here. It's got a C-12 rocket in it. It's going to go about 1,200 feet. At the time I wasn't taking down its weight, so we don't know how heavy this is, but again, it's France. It'll go about 1,200 feet. All right, this is France that survived last launch that we're going to now launch here and see how it goes. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Straight up. Really nice. It has deployed. It's a tumble down. It's tumbling down very quickly. Ooh, and into a million pieces it has burst. It looks like the nose cone popped off. And we just have to make sure we don't get hit on the head with that. This next rocket is called Sounding 2. Again, it's designed for upper atmosphere wind direction check. We expect this one to go about 1,025 feet. It's about 22 inches long, and it weighs 2.2 ounces, so quite light, but it'll go quite far, about 3/4 inch thick. I'm adding the weights and measurements to the rocket because someone indicated that they'd like to see some of that stuff, so here you go. All right, here we have Sounding rocket number 2. Should go 1,200 feet. The first sounding rocket fell apart on the way up. Let's see how this one does. 3, 2, 1. Straight up. Really good travel, and it has deployed. I got an eyeball on it. It's really slow wind today, but by that, there is some, and I think that's going into the pit. Though here it comes, coming down. And it's going down into the pit after all. Yes, into the pit. It almost made it into the area where we could retrieve it, but it hasn't. All right, this is the Soundings 3. This is again in that same basic design to check the upper atmosphere wind direction. This one's not going to go as high, so I can get a chance to see what the a little bit lower wind direction is. This one's going to go about 750 feet. Weighs about 3.1 ounces, about 26 inches long. As you can see, it has this design of the fins that are wide and spread out. That's so it falls a little bit slower, so we can get a good read on it. All right, this is Soundings 3. I've made some adjustments to the launch pad based on those earlier launches. Let's see if this one can compensate for that. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Very straight. Nice coasting. Deployment. It looks like we're gonna get this one. Oh, gust. I think we're gonna get this one back. This one is coming very close to me, actually. Nice. Yes, and we're gonna get it back. Hooray! Well, I think we've made the right adjustment to the launch pad. This rocket survived the last launch. It's in the European style of naming. It's Malta. It'll have a D16. That's an 18 millimeter D, which has less thrust than a 24 millimeter D. Anyway, this will go about 750 feet. We'll see if we get it back. It's Malta. All right, this is Malta. This one has survived the previous launch. It's a D16. Let's see how it does today. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Went a little bit too far southwest, but it has deployed. Currently it's over the fairgrounds, and I hope it gets over the road. I don't know if it's, yes it has. It's back into the parking lot, I think. Yes, it's back into the parking lot, hooray. Recoverable. That is 2 times that rocket has survived. All right, this is a new design. This one's called Atomic Man. That's for you, Jeremiah. And it is a D16, that's an 18 millimeter D. It's gonna go about 750 feet, just like the last one we did. It weighs about, oh, what do I got here? I have this one in grams. It weighs 104 grams, and it's about 19 inches long. So these will get smoother, I think, as I go. Let's hope they do get smoother. All right, here we have Atomic Man 1 with an 18 millimeter D16, hoping to get 750 feet, and also hoping it will land in the parking lot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice travel, and it has deployed, and it's on its way down. Hopefully it's gonna land in this area. Looks like it is. Oh, it's working real good. There's a car parked over there that I don't want to hit. Boom! And we will be able to retrieve that rocket. Landed in the dugout. Alright, this is Atomic Man 2. As you can see, it's the same basic design. It's a little thinner and a little longer, so it should go about the same height because it's about the same weight. It's 3.6 ounces. This one's about 25 inches long and should go about 825 feet with a D16, which is a 18 millimeter D rocket. All right, here we go with Atomic Man 2. This is another D16, which is an 18 millimeter D. We think about 820 feet on this one. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh. That one went a little squirrely, and it's definitely going to end up in the pit. Definitely going to end up way over in the pit. It's coming down really fast. It's down over 2 tree lines. And, yep, into the forests. Alright, this is Atomic Man 3. As you can see, it's basically the same design of the previous 2 Atomic Man versions. Definitely the same fin design, same basic idea with the transition from the nose cone. This one's longer in general and a little bit skinnier, but it's also a 24mm D size. So we expect this one to go 925 feet. It's about 31 inches long. It's about 4.5 ounces. Alright, Atomic Man 3. Well, there was a mix-up on this one. It's meant to have a 24mm D, but in the end it has a 18mm D. Hopefully there'll be enough to get it up into the sky. I would imagine if I get 350 out of this, I'll be lucky. Anyway, here we go. It's Atomic Man 3. 3, 2, 1. Pretty good. Not very high. Oh, I'd say 500. And here she comes. We'll definitely recover this one. Right there. Yeah, didn't go very high, did it? Well, that's what happens when you put a motor that's a bit too small. All right, this next rocket is quite long rocket. It's called Gravity Wave. It's going to go about 900 feet. It's got a 24mm D12-7 and it weighs about 4.8 ounces and just about 5 ounces. And it's going to go about 900 feet. It's also quite long at 36 inches, a full 3 feet. I've done a couple of them in this design in the past. This one is the most refined. We'll see how it goes today with Gravity Wave. All right, here we go with Gravity Wave 1. It's a 24mm D rocket. We expect it to go about 900 feet. 3, 2, 1. And how she goes. Very high. Coming back. It's ballistic. It did not take off. It's gonna burst into a million pieces. It does. Well, we had trouble with the recovery on that one. This one is Gravity Wave 2. As you can see, same basic design, following my same pattern. This one's a little bit longer and a little bit skinnier. Also with a 24mm D rocket, a D12-7. This one will go a little bit higher at 925 feet. And it weighs 4.5 ounces. So, at 40 inches, so a little bit taller than the last one, but only just. All right, this is Gravity Wave 2. Here we go. All right, here's Gravity Wave, no, which one's this one? Yep, this is Gravity Wave 2. 925 feet, we think, with a D12. All right. 3, 2, 1. Away she goes. Very straight. And it looks like it's deployed, but I've lost it. I've lost it and I'm getting in the car. Oh, there it is. There it is. Into the pit. Oh my goodness. Well, that one didn't know if it was going to deploy, and I couldn't see it, so I decided to get into the car so it didn't go through my head. All right, now we're getting up to the biggest rockets of the day. We only have 2 really big rockets because my 3rd big rocket didn't finish printing by the time it was time to come out here and do the launch. This one is called Null Set. It is a E24/7 as written, though I think I'm gonna put an E98 Estes in it today. Just because I have one left and I'm trying to get rid of it. So it won't go quite 1,200 feet. It'll probably be about 1,000 feet. This one weighs about 7.5 ounces, nearly a half a pound. It's 30 inches tall, and we'll see how she goes. As we can see, I've got some problems with this fin. Got a little hot in the car, something I have to make sure I don't let happen. Anyway, we're gonna give it a shot anyway. It's Null Set. All right, this one's called Null Set, and it's an E98. So 2nd biggest one of the day. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice and slow, and I got an eyeball on it. There it is. Though I do think that one is deep in the pit, and I'll never see it again. Oh, it looks like it's coming into 2 pieces where the booster is falling there, and you can see the nose cone is falling separately. So something didn't work there. Either way, it's deep in the pit. All right, this is the last big rocket of the day. It's called Null Set 2, and this one's gonna actually have an E26/7, should go about 1,200 feet. This one is almost 40 inches long, and it's a little over half a pound, so quite heavy. As you can see, it's essentially the same design as Null Set, a little bit skinnier and a little bit taller. More importantly, the fin design is the same. All right, let's have a look at our final rocket of the day, Null Set 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Squirrel Town, an explosion. Not what we expected. I wonder what happened there. Let's go figure it out. CSI rocket. Well, mostly cleaned up. Now I'm going to go around and pick up the rockets that I can find that landed in an area where they can be recovered. We'll take a look at some of them to see if suss out what went wrong or what went right. Well, here's that last rocket that took off. That one went all kinds of crazy, and we're just not sure why. It looks like it mostly fell apart on impact, but looking at that fin, I think that fin wasn't strong enough to hold it together. We did get the engine back, so that one blew up on the way up. Now that's the one that was meant for a big D, and we put a little D in, and it didn't go very far. As you can see, it survived very well, but the engine block is completely gone. But the rest of it, pretty good shape. This one will survive for another day. Well, here's one of those sounding rockets. As you can see, didn't go well. It went into the, part of it went into the ground. None of the pieces that have writing on it are anywhere near here, so we can't really tell which one it is, but just little pieces on that one. There's There's sounding rocket number 3. Looks like we got that one. Just lost a fin. Yeah, took a little bit of a chunk out there. But the rest of it's in pretty good shape. New engine tube, and we'll be back in business. All right. There's another one. Who do we have here? Oh, this is Gravity Wave number 2, which had a D12.7. I thought that had gone into the pit, but it hasn't done. As you can see, it didn't deploy correctly. And it looks like all kinds of damage occurred here to this one. I don't know if this was a sustainable design. All right, we'll chuck that one back in the trunk. Did okay. Top busted. Rear did all right. Lost a fin, really. But mostly pretty good shape. Probably can fix that one up and do it again. Here's Gravity Wave, which did not fare very well. As you can see, it looks like it failed to deploy and fell hard into a million bits. All right, this is the last one I'll be able to recover. It's Malta. Little damage to the fin. Apart from that, she'll live to fight another day. All right, Malta gets a 3rd run. All right, this has been the midsummer rocket launch solo style without my kids to help me out. Went pretty well, though it's a lot more fun with them around. I did want to try out those test designs, and as we found, some of them not very good. All right, have a good time. I'll see ya probably at the end of August, beginning of September.